and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, guys, to our second episode of the FASCAST Podcast. You guys liked the first one so much, so here we are making another one.
Hopefully this one will render properly so you guys can see the full thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of embarrassing last week.
Yeah, it was. Anyways, this week we don't have as much to cover as we did last week. That's what I thought originally as I was writing the script, but it turned out to be the same length. We'll see what makes it into the final cut.
Alright.
But our first topic of the day is the races from this past weekend. For this weekend, we raced a normal forward Grange layout called the Grange 350. Which was actually the first track I ever raced on in FR Legends grip racing competition.
It was my first track too, but that's just because I was poor and didn't have any other tracks.
Seems to be a theme of you being poor in FR Legends. I think this one went better than the US Air Kidney Bean track. What do you think?
Yeah, way better. We did have to dish out some penalties though. Alexwmanis and Polymeros both got penalties, and we put out a warning beforehand, so anyone in the first few corners, if they hit anyone, they would receive an automatic position penalty, no warnings. And this worked for the most part, except one driver got a bit too comfortable with two other drivers, forcing them both off track and down to the back of the pack as well. That would be Alex.
Yeah, Polly fell victim to another bout of lag on the last lap. Unfortunately, he experiences this all too often, but this time as he was trying to regain track position that he had before his lag spike, he smacked both me and Sokudo off track. That's how he got his penalty. Wasn't a huge deal, but kind of some contact. It was a contact sport this weekend, shall we say. Now, that being said, it's time to deliver the race results.
Before the penalties, we had Alex winning the Group 1 race and Polly finishing second, but after the penalties, Sokudo got first. For his fourth win of the season, Alex got second and Polly to third. My co-host Grayson got fourth place. Chris Blade, fifth place. Rounding out our points finishers, we will have the full results running on screen. We're only going to be talking about those who finish in the points, though.
Yeah, only the top 5 drivers receive points. Okay, for our West Conference Group 2 race, Hojo Legend finished first for back-to-back wins, and Just a Driver, who, by the way, is on a week-long hiatus from FR Legends, he finished second. My co-host, Cheese Eating Surrender Mock, finished third in the Grange 350. And Edgar Tunes finished fourth, with Mario coming quite close behind him in fifth place. I was the race marshal for the Group 2 race. And as always, I'm always the Group 2 marshal. I had to disqualify one person for the first time in FASCAR because he was just cutting like every other corner.
Yeah.
I
almost got hit by him. I was racing in the Group 2 race. As you can see, I was in the finishing points, but I almost got rammed off track by him. Narrow miss.
Yeah. Wasn't a pretty race for some drivers, but I had to black flag Ferrio because his ping was over 300, and by lap 8 he was 2 laps down. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try and be merciful here and just say, just park it, please. If you guys see us or hear us talking more about the West Conference race more than the East Conference, it's just because we really only interact with the West Conference. I just get the rundown from Just a Driver. When we eventually have him on the show, we will get a full rundown of what's all the juicy details from this season.
From the East Conference Group A race. Ready your surprise faces, everyone? Toyota Prius won his third race in as many races as these.
No way!
Moving on, the newly appointed CEO of second place, Zamugan, came second place. This may sound like we're dogging him, but he's had quite an impressive season. 68 points, 2 wins, and he has never finished lower than second place this season. Third place went to 772, making the second time in 3 weeks we've seen this podium combination. And in fourth place, we had, forgive me, Mahatma, rounding out our competitors from that race. Mahatma.
It's exactly what it looks like. If you
Oh my God.
Mahatma, please tell us if
I'm so
we are saying your name right.
I feel like I just totally butchered that.
I think it's right. It looks pretty just straightforward, just Mahatma. Anyways, the newly created Group B race had its third different winner in as many races, with not a drifter, aka Miku, finishing atop the podium. Ismi P Lang, I think that's it. Ismi P Lang came second, and FTZ 2005 was third place. We are FDL or FDLXFRJP, which is an Instagram handle, finished fourth place, and no one else from the East Conference finished outside of the points this week because we only had 4 people in each race. Shall we start the interview?
No.
I suppose so.
Okay. With all the results out of the way, we can head over to our driver interview. This week, our guest is Alexwmanis. Yay! How are you today, Alex?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Just splendid. Just splendid. I get to record another episode and then break my computer rendering it. Okay. We have some questions for you, as a good interview should have.
No.
Now our first question for you is, how has your experience been overall this season? Yeah.
It's been okay. I mean, I've really enjoyed it. It's started quite a good fan base. The races have been tough. I also like the groups and everything. It's pretty solid.
Good. Do not start at the cool part. Start after the close parenthesis.
Cool. What's been your favorite track this season and why?
Not Gunzai. Definitely not Gunzai.
Nope. Definitely not Gunsai.
Couldn't be.
So why is Gunzai not your favorite answer? Definitely not.
It's not like it's a super long track that is wide enough for endurance racing. It has some close in knit corners. There's some really good battles that take place with the right driver. It's the main reason why I like it is since it's very long and spread out, there's a very low chance of collisions. It's more of a battle of strategy and driver skill rather than ramming someone off the track.
Alrighty. So, what are you looking forward to most for the last 2 races before the playoffs? Keeping in mind that they're IWD Roval, which if you don't know what that is, it's just a road course and an oval like IMSA 24 Hours of Daytona, if you watch IMSA. And then the last track is just IWD.
For the Roval, at least, I'm looking forward to the marshals having leniency with track limits, since these Rovals and road courses alike all have these imaginary lines that you have to follow, and there's just marginal guidelines. So I'm really looking forward to leniency on like Grange or courses like that where they're strictly along the track limits.
Yeah.
So just IWD, I'm looking for hopefully a clean race. I don't know. I'm hoping that the marshals also make the spacing a little bit more spread out, but together. So like pairs of 2. So at least
no way, no how.
Nope.
Bumping only.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking for battles on the inside and the outside, and that's really going to determine whether I win or Soko wins, or it's going to be like that the entire race. Yeah.
I know I won't be too strict unless you swing way wide coming into the road course part. Then I'm going to be like, ignoring track limits.
Exactly.
Or if there's contact coming in.
Right. Now, I mentioned the playoffs. Are you excited for the playoffs? And what do you feel your chances are for this season for winning it all in the playoffs? Because you're this close to clinching clinching the regular season championship. You're 4 points ahead of Zmugen, so it's pretty
Alright,
close. But I think it's safe to say you probably won if
probably.
Toyota keeps up his current
Win
form.
streak.
Honestly, for the regular championship, I have a pretty good feeling I can win it. As long as the driving this season doesn't get any more aggressive than it is, which I feel like it will for the top 4 drivers. That's going to be me, Sokoto, Palermos, and Gray Omelet.
Me.
After Grange, there's been a couple lessons learned from me and for at least the rest of the community, where this aggression is going to get pretty out of hand, or unless someone doesn't step in to stop it. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's been pretty much after the last 4 races, there's been driver conflicts all the way throughout.
Yeah.
So
Especially the last two, I think.
the last 2 were really bad.
Was that the first time we actually had a penalty last week?
Yeah, an actual real position penalty was last week.
For the actual finals, though, I think it's just going to be a battle between me and Soko. I don't see anyone else as a threat so far.
Okay.
There may be incidences of driver aggression between me and him. It's just going to be, it's all on the track right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I've got the last question here. We are going to be asking everyone we interview this one from here on out. What's the number one thing you'd like to see in FR Legends, like added to the game?
Probably, I would like day and night effects. Probably, I would like there to be.
That's a good
sunset and
answer.
night
That's a good
effects.
answer.
Well, we need headlights on all the cars first.
Yeah, exactly. I'd love both those features to be added. Another one would be sparking effects because we're constantly rolling the cars around on and off the track.
Yeah, you can.
And all my cars have like, at least a 4.5-inch drop.
Yeah, you can hear them
I'm
bottom
definitely-
out.
I'm definitely sparking.
Yeah.
It'd be so cool to see Gunzai with the sparks at night and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only other
Am I allowed to answer this?
What
Okay,
would you like to see added to the game, Stratton?
Yeah.
I haven't thought that far ahead. What would you like to see?
I would like to see Polly had a good answer. He said a track editor. I thought that would be a really cool idea. Or like a racing suit editor. Like you have like the car livery editor. Why wouldn't you be able to dress up your Stig?
Yeah.
I also one car I want to see added to the game is like a C5 Corvette or something like that. Or C6 Corvette. Yeah, or C4
In the
Corvette,
drift
whatever.
The C5 would be really good because I'm used as drift cars.
Yeah, Corvette before this generation is an FR legend, I would say.
Anything. Well,
It's
anyway,
debatable,
I like-
but like it's more of a legend, at least in the U.S.,
The C6
than
or
like a
C7?
Nissan Silvia.
Because there's like 2 C6s in FD, but there's no C5s. I think.
I think C5 would like
They're
fit
like
the
a-
style of the game better.
Yeah.
C5 or
it's
C4.
Phillips.
Yeah.
It's also good because it kind of it has that 2000s styling and whatnot, where it's nice and round.
Right. Or a Mustang. I know Triple One, I think,
Yeah.
said he wanted to add a Mustang.
Just V8s in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want a V8 or the BMW. I want like an E36 with the BMW straight 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move away a bit from JDM cars for a bit.
Weight physics.
Oh, you know what?
I want the weight actually to count.
That would
I
be
want there
cool.
to be a trade-off between having a lot of power and a lot of weight, or less power and less weight. So like it's actually like reasonable. Because right now the J engine's like what you need to have in everything most of the
Yeah.
time. Because it's got the 717 horsepower. Which is the
Yeah.
highest in the game, and the weight doesn't matter. So you just want to put a J in everything. But I really think that the RB25 is in the game. They need to definitely make that more. Either up the horsepower or give it different benefits because it doesn't make as much horsepower.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
like another straight 6, like the BMW straight 6.
Right.
To add on to that, I think they should add the RB26 and RB30 to the game to compete with the J or even powers above that.
Alrighty, I
want
think that's
cuts.
all.
I want placeable cones in the games so to make the rovals better.
I was
So
thinking
we got
Yeah,
the
track.
that would be part of the track editor. You can
exactly.
like
That'd be
put barriers to block off things.
Or even
fun.
like making whole new tracks, like that Hot Wheels
Yeah,
game I
yeah.
had on the
Yeah,
DS, like
that was
way
fun.
back when.
Like that's
I
the
could make
main
my own
feature.
track.
Like that's the main feature of the track editor, but you can edit existing tracks.
Well, we
Yeah.
already have like the place start. I just want like a cone placement.
Right. I think we're moving towards that, but I don't know how many developers there are in total, but I'm pretty sure it's only like a two-man job from my understanding. But I'm sure there's more. But the community's
Number one on the
huge.
Android store.
You can just draw from anyone literally. Like there's so many mod makers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Um,
The last
Being
thing I
number
wanna
one
add-
on the Androids. Oh, sorry, you go.
The last thing I want to add in before we move on is one thing that I'd really like to see is proper damage physics, like with heat. So like if it would loosen and lessen aggression with drivers and whatnot, because like you could have coolant problems or oil problems or whatnot, and it would really deter you from ramming.
yeah.
But it's also the game's a drift room.
Exactly.
I don't know how well that works. Maybe put it in the Toge physics only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toge physics on every track.
Toge physics on every track. I just totally stuttered, but that's okay. I just got excited.
Toge.
Thank you so much for coming on the show this week. Best of luck to you as you try to secure your, I should say, as you secure your regular season championship and make a run in the playoffs.
All right. Thank you guys.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, now let's have a look at the standings at the Grange 350. The top two have not changed. We will still see Alex slowly but surely increasing his lead over Zamugan, who both have 72 and 68 points respectively. Sokodo took the third spot over from you, Grayson, as he moved down to fourth position. Just 4 points behind him and only 2 in front of Polymeros in the fifth spot on the standing.
Yeah, I think Sokodo truly does deserve that third spot in the standings because he's just a better driver than me. However, that won't stop me from trying to beat him in the last few races. Hopefully cleanly. I'm usually a clean racer. I usually don't ram people. Both of them. Well, yeah. I also want to stay ahead of Polymeros too, because both of them are hands down some of the best drivers in the entire FR Legends community. So it makes me feel proud to be right in the middle of them. Sixth place belongs to you, Stratton. You have 40 points, just 8 points behind Polly. However,
Really?
that gap is likely to widen because of the new point system. Not because of your skill, but because of the new point system.
No, it's because of my skill.
Well, yeah, your
The only reason
skill
I had that
effect.
many
Yeah,
points was
okay.
because I was always in group 2.
Yeah. But only if the trend of you staying in Group 2 continues.
Anyways, rounding off the playoffs, we have a tie with Still Noob and Hojo Legend for 7th place, both with 37 points, and sitting very close behind is 772 with 36 points.
Yeah, it's a pretty close battle past 5th place. I haven't done the math or anything like that, but I'm willing to say that the top 5 drivers have clinched a spot in the playoffs,
Okay.
pending any race disasters.
Hear me out. I think I might be able to keep my spot. Well, I might be
Why?
able to drop down to 7th because
Why?
Hojo Legend, he the past couple races he's been group 2. Still Noob is who I'm worried about. But I think I might be able to stay in the playoffs if I'm competing with Hojo Legend, if he stays in group 2. Because he
Yeah.
has been group 1 before.
Yeah, he's another fringe Group 1 driver, but mainly Group 1, honestly.
Yeah.
Still Noob is a Group
So
A.
maybe
772
I
is
should
Group
actually
A.
hope for,
They got a pretty hefty task against Toyota.
yeah, maybe I should hope for Hojo to go to group 1. Then I'll have a first or second, mostly uncontested. I feel like.
I don't
Marius
know.
does give me a run for my money.
He
sometimes.
does. Especially in
Like,
IWD.
He's improved so much since
I know.
the first race.
I'm looking at a few potential awards at the end of the year, like MVP,
Most improved. Honestly,
best
right now,
debut, most
I
improved.
think we should go to Mario.
Yeah, that's probably my best. That's my pick as well. sixth on down is still a close battle for the playoffs. Um, Ninth place is currently held by three different drivers. Risyar, aka the new potato.frl on IG. Marios and Just a Driver are all tied for 31 points, just 5 points out of playoff contention. And Toyota in 10th place. We praise him so much on this show, but he has 30 points.
Well,
If
because
he-
he's got 3 wins in 3 races.
I know, but I think he'll find a spot in the playoffs. He's a pretty good chance to. I think that's all we have for today on the standings section.
Moving on to the news section of the podcast. Our first topic is hackers. We've had hackers like Rips_FRL stealing people's private liveries they worked hard on, but it seems to only be affecting people with Androids.
Yeah, I saw on Rafa's story, I think it was hers, that only iPhone players aren't really being affected. I don't know if that's true. Somebody can let us know in the comments section below. Feel like a real YouTuber now. If you're worried about being afflicted by this, just stay off public lobbies. If you're not, just carry on as usual.
Anyway, speaking of Gunzai, the next track, in the FDC season will be Gunzai Drift. I'm really excited for this one because it's one of my favorites. And make sure to submit your score. I think it was from Drift Maniacs, only 3 people submitted scores on Drift Maniacs for school course. I personally forgot to submit a score for school course.
Second week in a row.
Yeah, sorry.
Really not doing FM Motorsports a favor there. It's
Nope.
okay. We aren't scoring enough to get points.
Yeah, I think I got a 119 screenshot and forgot to send it.
Yeah. On school course?
Yeah, I got a 119.
What?
Is that good?
That would have been enough for points.
Seriously?
Yes. I got a
I'll put the
115.4.
screenshot up. I'll put the
Oh
screenshot up. I got
my. Oh my. A 115.4.
Wait, I beat you?
Ah,
No way.
we would have had points. We would have had
You would've had
points.
points?
We would have had points.
What place
Oh.
would that put me in?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it probably was the top 50.
Top 50?
Yeah.
I really need to start submitting my scores.
No. Moving on from
It's okay.
on,
not mad.
on that bombshell. Moving on from FR Legends, we have the return of IMSA, not FR Legends IMSA, but real IMSA racing. Yeah, the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona kicks off this Sunday. Saturday at 4:30 Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 11:30 p.m. GMT.
Sunday then?
Yeah, it ends at 4:30 p.m. Sunday. Exactly
That makes
24
sense,
hours
24
later.
hours.
Yeah. All you F1 fans out there, including myself, Kevin Magnussen, who recently got cut from Haas F1, he will be driving the number 1 Chip Ganassi LMP1 car for a few hours. And all you NASCAR/IndyCar fans, Jimmy Johnson will be driving the Ally Bank sponsored prototype car. I'd assume it's LMP1 because his teammate is Kamui Kobayashi, who holds the Le Mans lap record time.
Whoa.
About 30 seconds.
Rally happened.
Yes, Rally Monte Carlo.
I'm a big rally fan. I like watching the highlights mostly. I'm not I don't know. I just don't really know where to find the actual races, so I just watch
It's
the
on.
highlights.
You can subscribe on WC, the app.
Yeah, well, I'm
But-
broke in real life, not just
I think it's.
FR Legends.
I don't want to speak too soon, but I think it's either $2.99 a month or $8.99 a month. That's a big difference, but
If it's $2.99 a month, it might have to.
alrighty. I think that's all we have for you guys today. Oh wait, maybe we should tell you who won.
Who won the rally?
Who won the rally? Was it? I think it was Sebastian Loeb or Ogier,
Who's the other really good guy?
Elfin Evans, Oat Tanak. He didn't win. I think it was Sebastian Loeb.
It was Rally Monte Carlo.
Yeah, it's Toyota. A Toyota won. I can look at the scores. Sebastian Ogier won.
No.
Sebastian
Wait.
Sebastian
Yeah, I was gonna
Ogier
say
won.
Ogier. I was like, Ogier won.
Elfin Evans came second, 32 seconds behind. 32 seconds behind him. Wow.
Well, that's not. It's like that's not even that far behind.
I feel like that is.
Well, kind of.
It's not a very close finish. It's close, but
Well,
not
it's
that
like-
close. Thierry
It's like
Neuville.
in,
Thierry Neuville
in
finished.
endurance. In like endurance, you can be like a lap behind and still recover.
Yeah, but like
But it's like
Thierry
How close are
Neuville
rally
finished 1 minute 13 seconds behind, and then oh boy, he's finished. Calais Rovanpera finished 2 minutes 33 seconds behind. So, I guess it's close compared to the rest of them.
okay, some like this one race, it was the next closest was 20 seconds, and then the next closest was 2 minutes, and then 2 minutes 4 seconds, and then another 2 minute 4 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I guess Elfin, don't want to diss him, even though he won't watch this podcast for sure.
Yeah, the 400 viewers. One of
Anyways.
them is a rally driver.
One thing for sure, Toyota has made a really good GR Yaris.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Let's see them make a
wish they
GR
had it in
Prius.
America.
Let's make a GR Prius. Get the environmentalists all excited. Anyways, that's all we have for you today. See you next week when FASCAR goes to the IWD Roval. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.
Yup.